I am so speechless. Holy crap. That was lucky. That was so lucky. This is so in oh, okay. Sorry. The way that that angled, it looked like she jumped off the edge. Like, use all of my bust. I don't even know what I was trying to say there. Buffs. That's what I was trying to say. Oh, I can't wait until they reunite. It's gonna be so cute.
She'll sense me coming from a mile off. How am I gonna... Sandrone?
Oh my god!
Is it really you? You're back? You didn't tell me. You avoided me. Why?
Oh my god, this is so adorable.
Sandrone. Now we're even. I missed you so much. That makes one of us, idiot. I'm here, Columbina.
Oh my god, this is horrible. Oh my god, that was so cute. And then she took off her eye mask. Oh my god, oh my god, okay. That was so perfect. That was so perfect. This is where I start raging and start hating Imaginarium Theater because it's like, god damn it. Oh, look at this. Oh, like 7 in like the last like 10 seconds. Crazy. And the only characters I'm swapping to is Shalonen. Oh, look at that. I have 40 seconds to go. Arlecchino's dead, but it does not matter in the slightest. I'll sit back for like 20 seconds. I'll just run around. If I get her on her 50-50 or I have to go up to the guarantee. Here goes nothing. Okay. Okay. Nobody panic. Okay. Oh, I'm so scared. So nervous. Okay.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Nefer, head of the Curatorium of Secrets.
Oh,
You may
thank
have
God.
heard a few rumors about me, but don't let that trouble you. Fact or fiction, I assure you it won't impact our collaboration.
Oh, thank God. Oh, this is really fun. I like this. I like that it's more than just like, oh, let's run in like a straight line and then get out. That there's an actual, I was not paying attention. Just, oh my God. Can you not? Where did you go? Stop jumping around. Are you just constantly doing this, or can I like get you out of this? Okay, okay. No, I'm not doing this anymore. Okay, hold on. Nope, 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 nope. I can tell like who my main DPS is. Full health, full health, full health. Almost dead.
Why? Why do we keep losing everything we care about? I know it hurts, but that's life. I wish... I know. I've always known. Because we've been one all along.
Get this team out of here. I don't want you. I want my exploration team. Thank you very much. Deploy. Oh my God. Okay. So the first one took me like 10 tries. This one just took me 1. Got it. This is pretty. Oh my God. I think that this is like my favorite domain thus far. My first 5-star character, I spent a few polls on Raiden's banner at the time. I got up to the 50-50, which at the time I did not even know that it was the 50-50. I lost my 50-50 to Delu, which threw me for a loop. I was like, wait, I don't get the character on the banner, like what? But I know that her banner was like leaving within a day or two, and I just did not have time to get more primos to guarantee Raiden. I ended up fully exploring Dragon Spine to try to get enough primo gems for Shao. He's on banner. I really want to get him, and of course, because I was guaranteed, I ended up getting him. To this day, I have not built him. I am just going to start wishing for Sandrone. 30. Oh, wow. Okay. I had a lot more pity than I thought. So I guess this is 40. Oh my god. Okay. Oh. If not, okay. 50 pity in. Nice. Another Beto. Another free wish. Okay. 60 pity in. Nice. Nice. Fremine. This is 70 pity in. Okay. So far, no early, which to be honest, I expected. Another Fremine, which is nice. This should be the 50-50, if my calculations are correct. Okay. 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 This is where I start getting so nervous. I was like, oh no. Okay. Another Beto.
I hate self-introductions. If you're supposed to know me, you'll get to know me naturally. And if you're not,
Fuck
why
yes.
waste the time and energy?
Oh my god, I'm so happy. I don't even know what Ayaka's. I mean, Ayaka's pretty. I was gonna say she's pretty fine, but she's not. She's not on a 4-piece set. Lovely. Actually made all of the people that were helping her like quit or have a mental breakdown. Oh, it's sad for you, Savannah, but like what you did to other people is unforgivable. Don't do that to me. I'm waiting for another one to pop up. Fuck you. I can just push it. The hell? Do I just push? Do I just push it? Maybe not.
Reason for its existence.
Ruler of death, what do you want?
Oh my god.
Consider your position carefully. This might have passed for a coincidence the first time, but a second time? Am I to assume you are intentionally interfering in Snezhnaya's affairs?
Process. There will be a next time.
I'm sorry, we're going up the ruler of death?
For every one of us, there's the chance that we might not wake up. We act only for the greater glory and solidarity of our nation. May the aurora shine ever on, and the tundra always stand firm.
Your obsession with it baffles me. When the day of reckoning arrives, not even a descender can hope to escape unscathed.
This is very interesting. I was hoping for like some other characters. I'll probably end up getting like one of Navia's constellations because I enjoy playing her. Out of everyone, I think that would be it out of all the new characters. I'm assuming that it basically resets. So I'm assuming that whatever characters you picked the first time, you can get another constellation for. Because if not, that would absolutely suck. If that's the case, then I'll probably go for Yao Miko's C3. Like it's so hard because a lot of these characters, either A, I don't use, or B, I don't own. No. I've been running around this cave, I think for 20 minutes, looked up a guide, could not understand it. All I had to do was look up at the sky.
Order. The time for us to meet again will come very soon.
Okay.
Our goal
She looks so good.
is the heavenly principles.
I'm a completionist. Everything's like 100% on my accounts. Like when I say like 100%, I mean like 100%. Most of the regions I've done like all of the world quests. I've also done majority of the story quests. I don't talk about the hangouts. Hangouts are not my forte. And I've done majority of Natlands quests. At some point I would like to get all of my characters to like level 90 and like all built. Still like that Dory is just chilling in the background. There's just a ball of pink over by over by the station. I'm thinking of pulling for her. She definitely seems really cool and interesting. I can't wait to learn more about her. Him, I don't know. Don't necessarily pull for a lot of male characters. They just don't interest me for a lot of personal reasons. Ballerina girl. She looks interesting. She just reminds me a lot of Eula. I don't know. I vibe with her, but I also don't. I feel like I need to know more about her and potentially see her in game before I decide to pull. Him, probably going to skip. Again, don't really pull for a lot of male characters. Definitely pulling for the Saritsa. Also going to pull for the maid character. She looks really, really cool, and I really like her design. This male character, probably dependent on who he is running with. Out of all the male characters, he is the one that intrigues me the most. This dude, the purple eyes, he looks very fascinating. Probably not going to pull for him. The fairy guard, not 100% sure if I'll pull for her. I don't know. There's just something about her design that I just don't necessarily love, but we'll see. I might end up changing my mind in game whenever she gets released. Yes, event wishes. Who is rewriting? No, no, not in the same. Oh no, I'm rude. Okay, I have quite a lot of decisions to make now. What are you? You look gorgeous. I don't want to touch you, but also I am going to. Thank you. I only have enough pulls to go up to her 50-50. 10 pity in. Just watch it be like an early 5-star. So I don't have a single copy of her. There's 20 pity in. God. I mean, it would be amazing if I win her 50-50 right here, right now.
Oh, should I introduce myself again? I'm Nicole.
I am speechless. I am so speechless. Holy crap. That was lucky. That was so lucky. This is so oh, okay. Sorry, the way that angled, it looked like she jumped off the edge. Like, use all of my bust. I don't even know what I was trying to say there. Buffs. That's what I was trying to say. Oh, I can't wait until they reunite. It's gonna be so cute. Sorry, I forget how intensive this setup tends to be. Do I need... I need this one. In. Oh, that's why. Oh my god, throughout setting up, I was like, the one thing that I can't forget is to plug in my battery pack for my camera. And then I turn on my camera and I'm like, not working. Like, yes, I forgot about it. Aha. That one. There's that. Okay. So now why are you not wanting to connect? Wait, hold on. How interesting. let me... That help? No, that still does not help. If it's showing in my applications that my camera is on, but it's not showing it, which I find very, very interesting. And I don't know why. Hey, how's it going? Also, I'm using my PNG model today because when I'm sewing, I am sitting behind my sewing machine. And the tracking for my VTuber just does not work. So yeah, 1 second. Hey, I'm just trying to figure out why my camera's not working. Like it's... Hold on. Do. Like this is... Wait, hold on. Am I forgetting? No, I'm not forgetting anything because it's showing in my hub saying that my camera is activated. It's just not me. How strange. Hold on. Let me 1 second. Let me Google this. Whoops. Oh, is that why? Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I mean, it's hard where I'm like, I couldn't necessarily figure all this out before stream. I'm like, that's... Hold on. It also sucks because, like, I ended up getting myself a... Whatchamacallit? A capture card. And, like, I used it twice, and it's been working. And so I was like, oh, like, it's fine. You know, I can get rid of the other program that I was using to capture my camera. I literally got rid of it yesterday, and now I'm like, I should have really like not uninstalled and canceled my membership for that, because I could have just swapped to that and like forgo the capture card. Ah, there we go. Figured it out. Oh my god. Okay. So basically what it is that in my, also, that was just a test. So I'm going to, actually no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hide that one. See if I can replicate it on this. Works. It's, no. Oh, that is so weird. Okay. Huh. Okay, sounds good. Um, but yeah, no, so basically what I ended up doing is just adding in a new source into my OBS and like basically like re-adding the source. And then in, when I go to like properties, it'll be like, oh, device. And I was selecting the Cam Link 4K because that's the device that I'm using. No, what I need to basically click on is Elgato virtual camera, and then it worked. But if I go and try to do that in the other source that I normally use, it does not work. Fascinating. There's a few things that I just want to fix. Okay. I also don't want... Oh my god, everything keeps falling. Okay. And because because I was having so much issues, I don't really want to play around with the with like unplugging it and like fixing some of the lighting. So like the lighting might not be the greatest. Also, I just need to move. There we go. There's everything. And then I can hide that. Oh. Well, I did have music playing. In the background, but I forgot to switch it over to... Is that the one that I need? Yes, it is. Yes, call it being a guy. You got me the first time, not this time though. I'm starting to try to memorize names now. Okay, so there's all that. Everything looks good. I think everything is good to go. Hopefully. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, today I've been wanting to like rework my Farina cosplay for so long. So right now I've made the full cosplay, but I don't really like how it turned out. A lot of every piece just has a little bit of fit issues, or there's just something that I'm not that I'm not like too happy with and stuff like that. So I've been wanting to go back through and like rework my cosplay. So I'm starting out with the shorts. So these are my original shorts that I made, with all the details. Well, not really all the details. Some of the details I'd missed because I just ran out of time. But also don't mind the shorts being covered. I don't know if you can actually see it on camera, but the shorts are absolutely covered in cat hair, like everything else that I own. But yeah, I'm not too happy with the shorts. One, I made them out of cotton, and it tends to just like ride up my crotch a little bit. So they're very uncomfortable when I wear them to the con. So I've been wanting to rework that. I want to do my best to try to like repurpose as much of the fabric and stuff as possible. So I know with like these, which are the little straps that are on Farina's thigh, I just made them stretchy, and so then when I wear them, they kind of stretch out and they're not super duper uncomfortable, because I've worn like garters before that are not stretchy, and they hurt. I remember I went when I first, or no, like one of my very first cosplays, closet cosplays that I did was Monokuma, and I had these garter belts that I bought from Hot Topic, and they had spikes. Never again am I wearing those to a con. Never again. Because anytime that I kneeled down, I was kneeling down on spikes. So they were very uncomfortable. But yeah, so I ended up buying some stretchy fabric, like rayon, like blue rayon fabric for the undershirts for Farina. And I have a whole bunch of it left over. Yes, Danganronpa. Danganronpa is so fun and I love it. I would love to play it on stream one day. I was like, do I have... Yes, I do. Also, behold my wall of posters. Hold on. But yeah, I have so many posters. I have a lot more. I even have a lot of Danganronpa posters in my actual room. Favorite character out of Danganronpa? Oh my god. There's too many. Also, here we go. Yes. Oh my god, I love I don't know, I can't remember the artist's name. But they go to the convention that I normally go to, and they like 4 of the posters, so the Venti poster, the Farina poster, the Fatui, and also Arlecchino's poster is all done by them, and they do such a phenomenal work. But yeah, it's I love art so much. Also move over. There we go. Ooh. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I have, like, I'm using like a blue rayon stretchy fabric for the shorts this time. So hopefully that will help with the shorts riding up a bit. If it doesn't, then I know that I can put, like, I don't know what they're called. I call them like silicone straps, but like essentially if you get any outfit that has clear straps to it, that's pretty much the material. And then you can sew them on the hem of your shorts, and it'll help prevent it from riding up. But yeah, so this is... Uh-oh. There we go. Also, do I have the thread that I need? No, this is black thread. So yeah, hey, how's it going? But yeah, I see, my favorite game for Jesus, Danganronpa has to be V3. I really like that game, and I feel like a lot of the cast of characters in that game are just to die for. And also it's been a hot minute. Just some of the banter between some of the characters are just phenomenal. Oh, Danganronpa 2 is really good too. Also, I turned on my overhead light. Sometimes I like to work in dim lighting, so sometimes I forget that I can turn on my lights. Any of these going to work? Maybe I'll just stick with black. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. What? Okay, so this person, I watch all her Danganronpa playthroughs. She does phenomenal voices for the cast. Like she'll do voice she'll do like voices for all the different characters. Her Monokuma is absolutely phenomenal. But I love all of her videos, and or I like her Danganronpa playthrough as well. But yeah, that's the person that I watch for any sort of Danganronpa playthroughs. Okay. Don't know. Wait, no, I think I have. Oh yes, I do have a blue that works. Perfect. That's actually spot on. I need to thread the bobbin. That's what I'm doing. Can you go through? Sorry, sometimes the thread, well, the thread that I'm using is quite old. I got it from my grandmother because she liked to sew. And so when I went up to visit her, she was just like, "Oh, I know that you sew. If you want to steal like some of my thread, go for it." And she had like a box full of thread. I was like, "Yes, please." Nice. I yes, that's it's been such a hot moment since I sewn last, so I'm like, how do I use my machine? Oh my god. Hold on one second. My computer's there we go. Sorry, my I hate that on gaming laptops they put the like computer plug-in, like wall plug-in at the back of the computer instead of the side, because anytime that my computer is like near an edge of the desk or like near like an edge, the cable ends up getting caught on the edge and then like pulling out. And so that was what it was doing. Oh no. Sorry, I have iced coffee, and the condensation of it is dripping onto my desk and onto one of my patterns. Yes, that's what I was doing. Yeah, I love watching I feel like my mic is not in the most optimal spot, which is a pain in the ass. I don't know. Like, I always feel like I'm talking away from the mic because that's where my like sewing machine is. Hold on, let me 1 second. Oh, there we go. That's like 10 times better. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's so much better. Okay. Now I feel like I'm talking actually directly in my mic and not away from it. But yeah, I like watching commentary as well. Oh. Okay. I tend to like this is not. Okay, hold on. But yeah, I'm someone who I like watching commentary on games. I think for me it kind of depends. That's not wanting to hook. Why are you not wanting to hook? Okay, there we go. I think it just depends. I don't necessarily watch a lot of let's plays on certain games. Unless there is a reason for me. I typically watch live streams of games. I think really the only time that I will watch a let's play of a game is if there's like some sort of story element to it and I want to make sure that I'm watching every aspect of the gameplay. Renova is so cool. I want to draw her, but I also want to do her cosplay. I mean, I was like, who's on my wall? I mean, you can always, it depending on who your favorite character is, you can always like draw Venti. I feel like Venti is kind of easy-ish to draw, give or take. Or even just like some of the older characters. I feel like they're not as complex as some of the newer ones. There we go. Oh my god, it's taking me like 5 million years just to thread my machine. Oh, that's not it. There we go. That's all done. Ooh, okay. I feel like maybe Arlecchino or even like Um, Ooh, you can always try skirt as well, because sometimes skirt can be a bit of a challenge. Um, or even Alice too. Alice could be a bit of a challenge. Um, ooh, Navia. Navia has a lot of details too. Um, I feel like Fontaine characters is really where Genshin kind of stepped up some of the complexity of the characters. There we go. And here's the cat. She likes to. She was at the door, and I was like, "Oh, I should let her in." Ah, nice. Arlecchino's a good choice. I tried to draw her like years ago, and then I just kind of gave up. Okay. The back piece. Okay. Do I remember how to sew shorts? No, I do not. Let me. Because I buy all of my patterns off of Etsy. Though it's though it's hard where a lot of times the yeah, it's also hard because a lot of times a lot of these sewing patterns are just like AI generated, and I'm like, no, I want an actually good. So where I hate when apps update their UI. There we go. Think. Regardless, it's probably yes. Okay. I need to sew the front pieces together and then the back pieces together and then smush them together. Got it. That can't be too challenging. Hopefully. I need to do the inseam first. Also, I hate being in an art block as well. It sucks, especially when you want to draw but then you don't know what to draw. Or like the worst thing is that when you draw but you don't like what you're drawing and you're just constantly redoing stuff. Okay, so then basically sew it from here. Okay. Do. Yeah, I know that right now I'm kind of taking a little break from drawing, and doing something else, creative, just to avoid burning myself out. Because it's like I do a lot of drawing for like my small business and stuff, and so then when I end up getting into this rut where I'm like, oh, I need to draw because I need to get products out, but also I need to like slow down on my drawing, and take my time, because if not, then I'm just going to burn out, and I don't want to burn out. So it's part of the reason why I like to flip through different creative things. Oh, and then also because this is a stretchy fabric, I need to do this on a zigzag stitch because I do not have an overlock machine. I mean, there's probably like an overlocked... There is an overlock kind of stitch that I can use, but I don't know. I don't feel like I need it. This fabric doesn't fray. That... Yeah, it doesn't really fray, so I don't really need to have an overlock seam. Okay, there's that. There's that. I can click this. What one is my zigzag stitch? I think one is 2.5. That's 4. Yeah. And that up to 2.5. Stitch length. Yes. Okay. And then we sew. Nice. I don't like, I've seen like art fight as well. I don't participate in it because it's just not it's not like my jam, but like it looks very fun. And like I like watching other people like do updates and stuff like that, but yeah, even I know there's like Inktober or whatnot, but I know that there's some like controversy with Inktober, so then other people are doing their own thing. But like even that, I'm just like, it's a cool challenge, but I'm like, I also don't like challenges. I'm like, I feel like in art, I'm not a huge fan of challenges. I'm like, I just want to draw what I want to draw and go from there. And I don't have to worry right now about pockets because I will be adding pockets into this. Everything looks good. I also want to be semi-neat with my stitches because like I don't know, like I kind of want to enter into some cosplay contests, especially like the cosplay contests that I at the con that I normally go to every year, because it's just a walk-on contest. You don't have to do any sort of skits or performances. You just walk on, do a cute little twirl, and then you walk off. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of my vibe. That like I don't want to perform or do any sort of skits or anything like that. But because of that, I don't know. I don't know if I would ever like enter this in, but like I kind of just want to practice making sure that all of my stitches are neat. Everything's good. Everything looks prim and proper because it's craftsmanship, that sort of thing. Yeah, like cosplay contests like look really fun. But yeah, I don't know. True. That is like I know that I should really go through and practice a lot of the art fundamentals as well. Like I've practiced the art fundamentals a while ago and then I kind of just fell off of it. It is definitely, I know that when I was practicing them, you get a lot more technical, and I feel like almost, I know that there was some times where I got frustrated on some of my art pieces where it's just like, oh, think that I'm doing what I'm doing correctly, but it's not looking correctly, and I just don't know how to fix it. And that frustrates me the most. Sure, you can ask anything that you want. Yes, I do. Yes, I do actually. So I have, this is my arm of tattoos. And so all of these are just I can't remember the name of it. Flash tattoos. So all of these are just flash tattoos. If I ever when I have money again, I know that I want to do a like a small tribute piece to my grandmother, because she passed away about 2-ish years ago, but every family gathering and stuff like that, she says, "Aren't we lucky?" So it's just kind of like, it's a saying that that she would say every single family gathering, and so I would like to get that tattooed somewhere. And then also, I don't have anything on this arm, but I would like to eventually get like a sword with some flowers on it, as a custom piece. And then also, you're getting this for free. So, but yeah, I have you get feet for free. Yeah. But yeah, I have a Genshin tattoo on my ankle. That's the only reason why I'm showing my feet, mate. if you want them, you gotta pay up. No, joking, very much joking. But yeah, I have Genshin constellations as an anklet on my foot. And so each constellation kind of means something for me. So I know that I have the Traveler's constellation because she is, or I have Lumine's constellation. Oh, I don't have it set up on this. Oh, 1 second. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Okay. Now sound alert should work on this scene. I didn't have them in my sources. That's why it didn't play for a hot second. But yeah, Lumine, I have Lumine's constellation because she's the traveler that I picked. I have Lynette's constellation because I love cats, and then also I feel like Lynette is the closest to me in terms of like, I mean, personality wise, kind of, because she's very like timid and soft spoken, and I know that whenever I meet new people, I tend to be a little bit more on the quieter side. So like if I'm in like a group gathering or whatnot, or group setting, I'm very much more like Lynette, but also because of her constellation as a cat. I have Yulan and Hu Tao's constellation because they are the first, or one of the first characters, 5-star characters I pulled, and that they've been in my, pretty much, Yulan's been in my party ever since I started, and then Hu Tao ended up getting bumped out from, for Arlecchino, but Hu Tao was in my party for a very long time. Yao Miko's constellation because I just love Yao Miko as a character, and then I also have Farina's constellation as well, because I think Farina is like one of the most best written characters in Genshin. See, like I got my tattoo right when Natland came out. So Colobina's constellation wasn't even available. But yeah, I know I might end up, like, part of me is like, ooh, I could potentially do like another anklet on my other ankle, but then I feel like it would almost look like shackles. Like I'm shackled to Genshin, and I'm like, I don't know if I like that idea or not. But yeah, and then I also have the flowers from the region. So I have Lumine's flowers that are in her hair. I have the rainbow roses for Fontaine. I have the glaze lilies for Liyue. And then the sakura, like a sakura flower for Inazuma. Yeah. Yeah, it's but yeah, I love that. Oh, and then I also have on my other leg, it's not as exciting, but I have Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls kind of on the side of my knee. Pretty much any fandom tattoos that I get, I end up getting them on my legs. I don't know, just I feel like I don't think that I will ever regret any of my tattoos because I love them. But like if for whatever reason I want to cover them up, it's easier to cover them up when they're on my legs versus on my arms. Yes, I love I love Colobina's constellations as well. I also like that they're moons and not stars. Yeah, you can totally share whatever you want. That is the back. I think that's done. I mean, like, see, it's hard where I'm not, like, I'm more of an atheist than anything. But like I grew up in a Christian household, so like I get the whole religion. Like there's certain things that you're not allowed to do based off of your religion, and it's um I mean, I feel like I mean, like it's sorry, brain had thought and then it left. See, I don't know much about Muslim culture. I mean, as you can tell, I mean, I was going to say, like, as you can tell, I'm white, but then also, um, sometimes people are mixed and you can't always tell based off of the color of their skin, which is also a whole other conversation. But yeah, I mean, I'm very much of the person who very much, you know, it's fine. Like I'm fine with people practicing whatever religion that they want to practice, and I think that, you know, you can believe in whatever God that you want to believe. Just because I don't believe in it doesn't mean that it's not that it doesn't diminish someone else's thoughts on it, um or doesn't mean that it isn't real. Like I'm more of the person who's like, when I see it I'll believe it type thing. But yeah, I think that people should be free to express whatever religion that they want to practice and believe in whatever they want to believe in. I'm someone who's not a huge fan of when religion is shoved down someone else's throat, or when someone, I know a lot of times in Christianity culture and religion, it's you know, my Bible says that you can't do X, Y, and Z, so therefore you have to follow my religion even if you don't believe it. And I don't agree with that. I think everyone should be able to practice the religion that they want to practice, and just because they don't believe in the same things that someone else believes in doesn't mean that they are that one person is right and one person is wrong. I think that we can coexist. Yes, that is my cat. Ooh. There we go. There's the kitty cat. Yeah, she likes to sit on my bed, or she likes to sit on my desk. And when her bed is not on the desk, she gets very angry. Because she likes sitting on it. Yeah, I know when I was working on when I was cutting my stickers and stuff like that, my desk isn't big enough for my laptop, my cutting machine, and for yes, that is what I need. For her bed as well, so I have to take her bed off my desk in order for me to work on things. Whoops. And she does not like it. And then I know I finally put her bed back on my desk, and for a few days she was very much like, where's my bed? Like, where did you put it? Like, I can't find it. She did not realize that it was up on my on the desk. Still, tension's still good. What are you doing? Why? Sorry, sometimes she likes to hang off the edge of the desk, or the edge of her bed. And then sometimes that causes the beds to slowly but surely fall off the desk. And I'm just like, please don't do that. Okay. Both of that has been sewn together. Now, what is the next step? Wait! Christ, cat. Why? Then I also have a chair in my room that she likes lying on. Like, there she is. That's where she went. Uh-oh. There we go. Whoop. Hey, how's it going? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that definitely sucks. When people are allergic to animals. Yeah. Okay, what is the next step? Ooh, the next step is... the next step is pocket time. Nice. I have some I have a nice coffee that is dripping water everywhere. But yeah, coffee is good. Okay, now it's pocket time. And also that's part of the reason why all of my clothes get cat hair whenever I'm working on them. Okay. I was trying to cut out the pockets before stream, and then I ran out of time, so now I need to cut the pockets very janky, because I do not have a lot of spares. A little bit. Yes. I am working on my Farina cosplay, so right now, right now I am sewing a pair of shorts for her cosplay, because like I've made her cosplay before, but I'm not too happy with how it turned out. I was kind of rushing a little bit because I was running out of time, and due to that, some things are not as great as it could be. But also pretty much every piece of the outfit has some sort of fit issues. Can I do this without laying it down? Maybe. I mean, no one's going to see the pocket, so it really doesn't matter. But yeah, it was also a very ambitious project. Immediately, as soon as I went to go cut that, I was like, maybe it's not a good idea to sit here and cut towards me. Ugh. Nice. I love Farina as well. But yeah, it was a very, hold on. Okay. I'm just going to, can I turn this? Yes, I can. There we go. I'm just going to do it on the other side of my desk, where I have a little bit more space. There we go. So there's one pocket. And I need to cut two more out for the other side of the pocket. Yes, pockets are a must-have. I know with a lot of my projects, I tend to not make the pockets big enough, or like the opening of the pocket big enough, and so then I have issues with actively using them. So I'm trying to fix that, because I know with I did Colabina's Patui coats last year, and inside the coat there are just giant ass pockets where I could put like my phone, my headphones, my wallet, like everything. It was perfect. Did Automods? Whoa. Sorry, I block the word Discord because a lot of art scammers will sit here and be like, "Oh, do you have a Discord? You can find all my stuff on Discord. You know, do you need a banner? Do you need some artwork? Here's my Discord." So I have that word banned, just to limit some of those art scammers and art bots. But no, I don't. Technically I do have a Discord, it's just more private. Literally I don't use Discord. The only reason why I ever got Discord was because I was going to go see Otto, which is a Japanese singer who, if you have seen the film One Piece Red, she is Uta's she does all the music for Uta in that movie. Not like, I don't watch One Piece. I saw her music one day and I was like, yeah, like, you know what, I'll check out this movie because I like the music. But yeah, I went to go see her, and because it was my first ever kind of like non-English concert that I went to go see, I stalked the Discord channel to kind of see what people were doing, because like a lot of the merch stands are very different compared to English speaking concerts, because like for English concerts, merch stands are like open an hour, or like you'll get in there like an hour before the concert and then you'll stand in line, get a t-shirt, and then go to your chair. But with Japanese and like and more Asian speaking concerts and stuff like that, the merch stands are very much different. But yeah, they're very much different, and so the merch stand was open literally the entire day. And then there's certain like hot ticketed items that sell out like hours before the concert. Like I know one of her plushies. Hold on. Like the plushie of Otto. People would stand out in line. Like the merch stands open at like 7 in the morning. And then people will line up for like 5 a.m. to like they'll line up earlier than that, but technically they can't form a line unless it's 2 hours before the event. So I wasn't that crazy. I got there like early, like roughly around 10. But a lot of these plushies are like hot ticketed items. But yeah, that is my long-winded story of the only reason why I ever used Discord was to understand, and also like their the light pens as well, or the light sticks. A lot of people are just like, yeah, like if you're planning on buying like a light stick or a light stick, bring extra batteries. And because the ones that come with the stick are just testing, and they could end up dying halfway through the concert. Nice. Sorry, I was so entranced with my story that I was just like, I see chat moving. But yeah, they don't the art scammers don't come into my feed as much anymore. But they do be trying. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I feel like in today's day and age, like so many people are trying to make their hobby a second, like a side hustle or a second stream of income. And not a lot of people are doing things just as a hobby. Anymore. So it's but yeah, so it's good to have hobbies that don't consist in trying to make money. I know when I show people, like family and friends, the stuff that I make for sewing, they're just like, oh, you could like sell that, or you could like take commissions or whatnot. And I'm like, no, I don't want to make clothing for other people. The only time that I'll make clothing for other people is if they are my friends and if they buy the fabric. But other than that, I'm not. It's just for hobby. Nice. I haven't I don't dabble too much into painting. I do mostly just digital art and stuff. Um but yeah, I don't think painting's for me, to be honest. Uh just not like like medium that I would that I like doing or using. Sorry, I saw. I think it's okay. Tori's Scalpel. I saw your comment, and then it went away in my OBS streams. And I'm like, wait, I needed to go and look at that. I like so far I haven't had any sort of bad experience with viewers. Everyone's been pretty chill. The only negative experiences that I had with viewers would most likely just be the art scammers, because especially when I first started streaming, I was like you don't get a lot of people in chat, and so then finally after like streaming for like an hour, you finally have someone in chat and you're like, oh my god, like first time chatter, that's great, that's awesome, and you're kind of like chatting them up, and then the conversation slowly but surely turns into, oh, have you thought about adding a banner to your channel, like what about emotes? And you're just like, god damn it, I thought we had something. I thought you were here just because you enjoyed, my content, but no, you're just a bot. Pockets have been acquired. Did use? Then what I need to do? Where's my phone? Oh, there it is. But also I just remembered one really weird interaction with a chatter where I was playing through a little bit of Scoffier's story quest. Whoops, that is so not the application that I wanted. I was playing a little bit of Scoffier's story quest, and it was just kind of like chatting about how it reminded me of some of my workplace trauma. And someone came in and they're just like, oh, you talk too much. And I'm like, okay, like I don't, you clicked on the live stream, like I don't get what your also, yes, that is how one does pockets. Okay. Now the question remains, where do I want to place them? But yeah, they just like came in and said that I was talking too much, and I'm like, okay, like I get, I get it to a certain extent because I was doing a story quest, and so I know with story quests I try to find a little bit of a balance between adding my own commentary to it and then also letting the story play out. But yeah, like I'm supposed to add, sorry, I was like, pockets, not pocketing. What? Granted, I cut them out very janky, so okay, there we go. Do I want, oops. Also, I need to double check how far down I want them to be. I tend to make my pockets too far down. But yeah, so then I was just like, oh, like, you know, I like, you know, like I apologized, but I'm like, this is, I mean, like at the end of the day, I'm like, this is my stream, and while I do my best to entertain everyone and like, you know, be aware of a whole bunch of different things, at the end of it, it's still my stream, and so, but I was like, okay, well, I'll just let the dialogue play out a little bit, like because it's like, yeah, like I was kind of yapping a little bit too much, or not too much, but like I was yapping a lot, and then they asked where I was like from, and I didn't answer them because I'm just like, you asked me to, you told me that I was talking too much. Why am I going to answer a question? And then when they realized I didn't answer their question, or that I saw their comment and didn't answer their question, they like left, and I'm just like, I don't get what you wanted. Like you don't want me to talk, but you want me to answer your questions like that. Okay. It was a very strange interaction. Very, very strange. I'm like, to each their own. I mean, at the end of the day, like everyone has their own a lot of like, it's like everyone has their own preferences when it comes down to streamers and stuff, and that's completely fine. Like I'm someone who, I like a lot more chill streamers. I'm not someone who likes a lot of hyper people, or people who are very loud and have a lot of energy. Like I like more chill, and I'm like, that's fine. I'm like if I'm not your cup of tea, then I'm not your cup of tea. And then it's like, also, it's like, if you're looking for a no commentary playthrough of the quest, then just go to YouTube and like search that up, because there are videos of the quest that's no commentary, which again, completely fine. But yeah, it was a very interesting thing. And I was like, okay. Sometimes, and then like sometimes I remember it, and I'm just like, oh yeah, there's that one person. But like I try not to let it get to me. It was just very strange, more than anything. Yeah, I also get brain not braining sometimes when I go and try to have like a deep thought, or like when I'm trying to think of what I want to say and trying to like formulate words. Halfway through that process, my brain just completely like blanks out, and then I'm like, wait, what was I thinking about? What am I doing? That's one side. Also, I want to make sure that I'm doing this correctly. Yes, I am. Okay. That's one side. Other side. Pin it 3 inches down. I have a feeling that I'm probably going to have to cut off some of the bottom. Like, it's so hard where Farina's shorts are quite short. I legitimately do not understand what the hell I did here. I think... No. No, I got it. This is supposed to be... Wait, hold on. No, I'll just do it this way. I think... Okay. I mean, same. So like, it's quite interesting. I'm someone who, when I'm in like groups, I don't naturally talk. I'm more of a listener. There we go. I'm more of a listener when I'm in big groups of people. Um, just for whatever reason, I don't really know, but I totally get being like a nervous person because same. I am always nervous about everything. Um Nice. I haven't actually watched any of their streams. Not going to lie, I completely forgot about them for a hot second. Especially because I'm currently in that weird moment where I watch streams when I work on stuff. But over like the last little bit, I've been really wanting to listen to music. So I haven't been watching a lot of live streams. And then I'm also I tend to watch, there's one person that I love watching, and she's playing Elden Ring at the moment, and so I've gone through and I'm just kind of trying to catch up on her VODs before they disappear off of Twitch. So it's like if I am watching live streams, it's from her. That is how far down? Five inches. Pretty much right here. There, I need to stop. Whoa! There goes my tape measure. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm more of a listener in large groups, and then I stay silent. Oh no, like, oh god, no, I'm not completing this all in one stream. Ain't no way. It's also the thing where, I honestly don't know how long this will take. I mean, the shorts. The shorts themselves aren't going to take very long because it's pretty much, right now, it's pretty much just the pockets. Once I sew the pockets on, then I will sew up the entire shorts. And then all I need to do is attach the waistband and then hem the bottom of the shorts. As long as there's no fit issues or anything like that, that's essentially all I have to do. However, there's a lot of details with Farina's outfit that I want to add on because the original shorts are missing like the gems and like the clasps and stuff like that. So normally normally the way that I do cosplays is I do the base outfit first and then I go through and add in the details because I much rather have everything completed before adding in the details than having one part of the outfit done but not the rest, because I'm fine with going and cosplaying something that maybe doesn't have or is maybe missing some of the stuff, But like if I don't have the shirts, then I'm kind of screwed. I mean, I would love to do a 24-hour live stream, but my laptop would not be able to handle it. Even streaming for like 6 hours, it was I mean, it's that thing where essentially I would have to figure out a way to vent my room. So I would probably have to run a portable AC unit. Which I do have. I just have to like set it up. I mean, I've been my mic's pretty good with not catching a lot of the there we go. A lot of the like fan noises or like buzzing stuff. So I don't know if it would capture the the AC units at all. But yeah, even when I'm normally streaming for 4 hours, I have a cooling pad underneath my laptop and I have a ceiling fan on all the time, and that's able to cool it for like 4 hours, but then my room just gets hot over time. And so it'd be that thing where I just need to figure out a way to vent my room. Yeah, I mean, the con that I normally go to is in February, so I still have quite a while to get everything ready. And for the most part, it's just fixing, like, I think for me right now, most of the outfits, or the first time that I did the outfits, I think that the first time that I did the outfit, I did most of the work. So now kind of going back through and redoing some stuff, it's just refining what I've already done, and making it a bit better. So I don't necessarily think that it will take me too long to do. Also, I want to try to, like, I don't necessarily want to sit here and just remake everything. I would like to try to use, like, I would like to try to take the cosplay apart and redo some parts of it, but I would like to really kind of recycle the fabric, the materials, all of that sort of stuff, as much as possible. Even like the shorts, like I would have probably, like even the shorts, I would have just tried my best to like upcycle them a little bit, or use some of the fabric or some of the materials. I know like the garter belts that are on the bottom of the other shorts, I'm going to scene rip and add them to these ones, because like might as well. But I'm just making, but because the shorts were riding up and I wanted to make the shorts out of different fabric altogether, that's really the only reason why I'm going through and remaking them to begin with. There we go. That's the back done, I think. I should also... I also need to, when I go and sew stuff on, I need to sew like a little thing of ribbon, so then I know what is the front of the shorts and what is the back of the shorts. That does matter. For like both fit and also look as well. Yeah, I think my original Farina cosplay, from like the shorts to the jackets to the vest, all of that stuff took me like 5-ish months to complete. I know that I did a Venti cosplay and that took me about 7 months, but my Venti cosplay wasn't nearly as difficult because I was lucky enough to have found a pattern on Etsy. Ooh, that's not fun. Yeah, I was lucky enough to find a pattern on Etsy, so everything was patterned out. There was instructions on what I needed to do, and so it didn't take me it wasn't as hard. The only reason why it took me so long was because it was the first ever thing that I sewed, which I would love to go back and like. I'm torn because I would love to go back and kind of like redo, not necessarily redo my Venti cosplay, but like fix up some of the seams and like seam rep everything and like re-sew everything down because the seams are not great. Yeah, they my like the Colabina cosplay, which is just her Fatui coat. Again, I got lucky where I found a pattern on Etsy for that. That took me about like 2 months to sew together. It was quite. Farina's cosplay is very simple. I think it's the simplest Genshin cosplay that I've done. But a lot of it comes from I'm still kind of like a novice sewer, so I'm not so like I don't necessarily know how to do things or how to get things to fit correctly, so a lot of it is like trial and error, redoing stuff, that sort of thing. But also with Farina's cosplay, unless it's changed, and I could have, but for Farina's cosplay there's no actual pattern available on the internet. So for me, I had to go through and pattern everything out myself. Hey, how's it going? I'm just working on my Farina cosplay, working on the shorts. In terms of other cosplays, I typically try to do one big cosplay like a year. So first time that I picked up sewing for like a cosplay. Okay. So closet cosplay that I've done is Monokuma. That's pretty much the only closet cosplay that I've done. Then I know like a long time ago I ended up ordering a toga from My Hero Academia cosplay off of Amazon. Half of it didn't fit. It was atrocious. But like, or like it didn't, not necessarily that half of it didn't fit. It just didn't fit the way that I had wanted it to. So there was that. And then at that point, I didn't cosplay that much until I started to actually sew my own cosplays. And so then I worked on and made my Venti cosplay. And in the same year, I also did a Bill Cipher cosplay as well. And then I did my Farina cosplay the next year. Not, again, like, I mean, as you can see, I wasn't happy with how it turned out. And then last year, I was working mostly on my small business, so I didn't have time to work on cosplays, which is the reason why I started my Colabina cosplay a lot later than I normally would have. But yeah, then I did Colabina, and then now I'm reworking my Farina cosplay. I don't know, I feel like Genshin is like pretty much the only thing that I would want to cosplay from. I don't know, I love all of the characters' outfits. I also think, ooh, there we go. I also just like how intricate they all are. Yeah. Here we go. But yeah, and then yeah, that's pretty much it for cosplays. Yeah, I can only do like one cosplay a year. Because I can't fathom making more than one, to be honest. It's like there's especially because the cosplays that I normally do are just such big projects in of themselves and are so intricate that I'm like, by the time that I finish the one, I'm like, I'm done. Ah, god damn it. Eh. Oh, good night. Thank you for coming and hanging out. I really appreciate it. Also, I sewed this upside down. No, now I have to sing Rip It. Where is that? Sorry, I was just looking at notifications. Yeah, no, now I have to sing Rip This because I sewed it upside down. Oh, so fun. Yeah, there's so many like characters I would like to cosplay. I know originally my original plan for cosplay stuff was that I wanted to do Farina, and then the next cosplay that I wanted to do was Navia's. And that just did not end up happening. Because I think Navia's, from like looking at it, I feel like Navia's is way more intricate than Farina. Like, at least for me, for Farina, I can break down the entire outfit into separate pieces. Same thing like with Venti. Like when I look at his outfit, it's like, okay, he has shorts, he has like kind of like a corset thing, but not a corset. I made mine a corset. Like there's obviously like a white shirt, and then his cape, and then like some other accessories, like his hat and belt. And then even like with Farina's, it was like, okay, like there's her shorts, there's her kind of like undershirts-esque thing, her vest, and then her her jacket. And so it's easier to break down. I feel like with Navia's outfits, it's a lot harder where it's just like, okay, like what piece goes where, what piece is what. How do I do this? And then I know that I would love to make, like, Alice is also another character that I would love to cosplay as. I feel like the hat won't be too bad because I can make it out of EVA foam. But yeah, like Alice is like another character that I would love to do. Colabina's like actual like new outfit and not her Fatui outfits. But I am not doing lore accurate shoes. For me, I am very much of the firm believer that wear the comfortable shoes. Even if it's not... Where you go? There we go. Even if your shoes are not lore accurate, it does not, like, I don't think that it makes or breaks the outfit. Like, I'd much rather be comfortable walking around the con than breaking my feet just to be lore accurate. Yeah. Oh. Yes. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I cut these out so janky that it's just like, what side is what side? I want to make sure that I'm actually sewing the correct side to the correct side because I don't want to have to re-stitch this out. Oh no, it's fine. Like, I mean, I don't... Like, I mean, it's... Like, I don't even know. I'm like, part of me's just like, oh, I'm used to it. But then that sounds so sad. But like, I don't really mind if no one's here watching. I feel like if that's the whole reason why I'm streaming, then I wouldn't be streaming in the first place. I'm streaming because I enjoy it. I'm doing something that's, regardless of if there's a camera here or if there's people chatting, I would still be sewing. There we go. Also, like, sometimes people are lurkers too, which I totally get. Because I am very much of a lurker myself. A lot of times I just leave a stream on, running in the background, and I do something else. A lot of times I don't really interact with, That's fair. But yeah, like, I mean, I get, like, I totally understand people lurking as well, and, like, I mean, if, like, I'm totally fine with people lurking. Because, yeah, like, I'm a lurker myself, too. Like, there's very rare times where I'm actually chatting in chat. It's also hard because a lot of times I'll have the streams on my TV, and then trying to keep up with chats. Like, obviously you can't chat on your TV. You would have to open up the Twitch app. And then that becomes just, like, such a pain in the ass. Because it's just like, by the time that you get the app open, type out what you want to type and then send it, it's just like the conversation's already moved on, and you're just like, okay. But yeah, I'm a huge VOD watcher. A lot of times, I think like 95% of the time I'm watching a VOD. And then if I'm watching, I know that I know for me, when I'm watching streams that are live, half the time I don't even realize that they're live, and then I go and walk out of my room and I'm going to, like, pause it. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, but yeah, I'll walk out of my room and then I'll go pause the live stream, only to accidentally click the unfollow button because you can't pause a live stream when it's live. And thank God for Twitch being like, are you sure that you want to are you sure that you want to like unfollow them? And I'm like, no, I don't want to. That's not what I meant to do. I wanted to pause it, but then I forgot that it was live. There we go. Nice. It's going good. I'm just trying to sew up the shorts to my Farina cosplay. Right now I'm just doing the pockets, and I accidentally sewed one upside down. I had to rip out the seams and then redo them. Ew. Okay. Then I can. There we go. And then it's also because I'm such a huge VOD watcher, I know that when I first started streaming, I was like, I need to make sure that my VODs are always available for people who may want to watch them in the future. Because, I get it. Like, I understand where people might not want to save all of their VODs that they've ever done, or like all the live streams that they ever done. But like, if I don't know what I want to watch and I just want to put on like something in the background, being able to go to like my favorite content creators history and just find like one of their VODs for like a game that they played like 3 years ago, and watching that, like, I love that so much. So I know for me, I was like, I need to make sure that my VODs are always available. Okay, guys, I think that is it. And then at this point, I think I can sew up the sides. And then I will try them on to make sure that they are good. I don't want to get to the point where I'm doing the where I do the elastic and then realize that they're too big, because sometimes when I'm sewing stuff, I much rather have the article of clothing too big, because then I can always cut out some fabric and resize it. It's easier to fix things that are too big versus things that are too small, because if it's too small, good night. But yeah, if it's too small, then I have to like recut everything out, and that's a pain in the ass. That's right side. Put you up here before it falls. Stay. And then that. Okay. Okay, right sides to right sides. Good, pockets are lined up. I feel like I put the pockets too high up. Whatever. It's been a hot minute since I sewn any sort of bottom, so I can't remember. Either I have an issue with putting the pockets too high or putting the pockets too low. I cannot remember what one it is. So we'll see. I feel like I put them too low. Yeah, I think that I put them just a tad too low. Because I'm worried about them getting cut off by the waistband. Oh. At least these ones line up correctly. Fantastic. That was like part of my worry where I'm just like, ooh, did I sew these the correct way that I'm supposed to? I don't know. Yeah, and then I'm also trying to figure out how I want to do the details on the short. Because for the longest time, I used heat transfer vinyl. And I still have a good chunk of it left over. But I don't know if heat transfer vinyl will No, I can't do heat transfer vinyl on this. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. Because this is rayon material, and rayon does not like heat. That is something that I very much remember because my mom ended up getting some shorts that are rayon material, and he's brought them over to me because there was a hole in one of the pockets, and she's just like, "Can you mend this?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then I hold up the fabric to the light, and the fabric is just shimmering, and you can see the iron prints, like the prints from the iron on the pants. And I'm just like, yeah, so I think you might just want to get new pants because these you can very vividly see the iron marks on this, and it's shiny. And then I look at the tag, because it's also very interesting because since I'm sewing and I'm using different fabrics and stuff like that, for me it's like, okay, I have stuff that's rayon, so if there's a whatchamacallit, if there's like an article of clothing that has like 70% rayon, I'm like, oh, okay, so this, like, I know exactly what I have to do with this piece of clothing because I use the same fabric. So it's quite interesting because I'll look at different fabric contents of different outfits or different clothing, and it's like, oh, well, if it has this type of fabric in it, you have to machine wash it cold, hang to dry, that sort of thing, instead of actually looking at the symbols on the tag. But for this one, I looked at the tag, and it's just like, yeah, so do not use hot iron on it, and if you have to use an iron, use a cold iron. And I'm like, yeah, this is like, you're not supposed to iron it. And she's like, but I've been ironing it forever now. And I'm just like, yeah, that's probably why you have a hole in your pocket now, because the material doesn't like being, like, you're stretching out or you're heating up the fibers and stuff like that, which can cause the fibers to snap. And I'm just like, yeah, this is probably the reason why you have a hole. And so she's just like, fine, I'll get new pants. I'm like, yeah, and this time don't iron them. And any other pants that you have that have rayon in them, do not iron. So anyway, the long story of all this, I use heat transfer vinyl for a lot of my details on my cosplays, just because that's what I've been accustomed to using. But with my Kalabina cosplay, I actually ended up using, it's kind of like, I don't even know what it's technically called, but essentially it's like some sort of vinyl-esque fabric. And I got it in gold. No, not gold. I got it in silver. And I just used that fabric for all of the details on the Fatoui's coat, because iron-on vinyl is hella bloody expensive. I think it's like a foot, at least in Canada, I think it's like a foot for iron-on vinyl, and it costs like $30. And especially if you're doing a lot of details on a lot of the outfits, or there's a lot of details for the outfits, it costs an arm and a leg, especially if you have to buy like 3 or 4 rolls. So that's fun. I'm trying to find, so I've been wanting to try to find ways to do the details without needing iron-on vinyl. But especially because I'm using this fabric type, I have to do the details out of something else. I'll probably end up going to the fabric store, because in Canada, unlike the United States, which I feel so bad for people in the United States that do cosplay and sew, because their fabric chain, Joann's, is no longer part of Joann's. Like, Joann's went out of business and then it merged with Michael's. But it's still, I mean, like, it's still not the greatest, but at least in Canada we have Fabricland. And so that's where I get all of my fabrics from. So I'll probably end up going to the fabric store and seeing if I can find some sort of like gold fabric that I can use for the details. And then either fabric gluing the details on, or sewing on the details. I'm not 100% sure to do. That's what I need to do. Here we go. Pivots. And then I also want to do all of the gems. So like when I first originally started to make this cosplay, I had bought resin and I think it's like mica powder or something like that to do all the gems on the outfits, but I just ran out of time to do that. So that is also something that I want to do. So kind of like my approach with this time around with this outfit, I want to do all of the details on the actual piece and then move on to the next part of the outfits. Because normally I just do the base outfits and then I add in all the details. But I think some of the details just work better if I do them while I'm in the stage of making it. Like even with the shorts, depending on how I'm going to attach the details, it would make more sense to have the shorts be double layered. So having the front layer and then having the back layer, and then having the details be having all the threads and stuff for all the details being in the middle. So that way then everything's kind of just encased inside of the two halves. Whereas right now, if I do end up sewing on the details, it'll be on the other side. It'll be on the back side of the garment, which I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to like or not. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I kind of want to try to just potentially fabric glue some of this stuff on. Or finding a different way to attach it than sewing them on. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, even if I wanted to add in a separate layer to all of this, or even if I want to go through and add in, have it be double layered, like I could theoretically do that pretty easily. I would just have to undo, essentially I would just have to undo all of the hemming and then undo all of the waistband, and then attach it, and then sew back the waistband and stuff. So it's like, it'll be an extra step. I mean, realistically, I think what I would have done right now is I would have probably cut out all of the tails, and then like basically sewed on the details and then do another layer and then do the waistband. But I don't have the fabric that I would do the details in anyway, so it's just kind of, it's like whatever. I'm just impatient, so then I'm just making extra work for myself in the future, which is fine. I also, like, I don't want to rush this either, so if I don't get it finished for February, then I don't get it finished for February, because I much rather have an outfit that I like and that I'm comfortable wearing than rushing everything through just to get it done in time. And I think that really kind of, I feel like that perspective really came on when I was doing my Farina cosplay, because like if it's hard because like on one hand I rushed it because I wanted to wear it because I'd spent all this time, all this money, all this energy working on it. And so it felt very sad and anticlimactic to be like, yeah, I've spent like 6 months on this and I still can't wear it to the con, and then I have to wait an entire year before I can even wear it to the next con. But then on the flip side, it's like, because I rushed it, I didn't even get a product that I enjoyed wearing, and I know that during that year at the con, like I wasn't really having a lot of fun because the outfit that I was wearing I just didn't like. And so that directly affected my enjoyment level of the con. And so it's a very interesting lesson that I kind of learned about myself. But yeah, I think it's very much of take some time. And it's like, I think also now I have a few different cosplays that I could do, that I could wear, because when I made my Farina cosplay, I only had my Venti cosplay done. And so it was like, ooh, like, I don't mind going as Venti again, but then it feels like I should go as like a different character or whatnot. Whereas like right now, if I don't get my Farina cosplay done in time, like I can go as Venti or I can go as Colabina. And also the great thing about having the Fatui coat in of itself is that I can just sit here, spend time remaking a few of the details. So like the the gems, because each Fatui member has their own colored gem. So then I just have to remake that out of EVA foam, repaint it, swap it out, and then just buy a new wig, and I can go as a different Fatui Harbinger. Because the base coat in of itself is the same for everyone, which is fantastic. So like if I want to go as Sandrone, I can. If I want to go as Arlecchino, I can. All I have to do is just buy the wig and style it, and then switch out the little details. So like I can still go as technically different characters while also reusing, while also not having to spend all this time making a new outfit or cosplay. Sorry, got distracted there for a hot second. Okay, so that is done. That side is done. And now it's the next side. Yeah, I think going as different Fatui Harbingers kind of takes the pressure off of needing to get my Farina cosplay done in time. I can spend as much time as I want on this cosplay, really make it as good as it can be, because I know that I can make it I know that I can make it 10 times better than what it was, as long as I don't rush through it, which is the big thing. Did I do these correct? Did I do this side correctly? Did I not? I could have, think, yes? Yes. Kind of. I think one of them is just I just cut extremely wonky. And so I think that that's why it's just like, it feels, like one is not how it's supposed to be. Yes. Well, I think I did one of them upside down, but am I going to fix it? No. It's fine. It's just going to be a smaller pocket. But then I really need to pay attention to where I am putting my pins, so that way then I have a guide. So that way then I'm able to catch both sides of the fabric. Then there's just like this weird like triangle thing cut out. I don't know why. I don't know what happened there. Oh. Need to go around that. There. Go. Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely I think that I definitely sewed this upside down. Where the pocket is just insanely misshaped. But it's fine. Sure. That's also something that I want to do on Farina's vest is to put, I think they're called Welsh pockets. Um is to put like those types of pockets her um on her vest because I would like to have a little bit more pockets because realistically speaking, I don't see, I'm fine with the shoes not being lore accurate, but I don't like having any sort of bags or anything that isn't lore accurate. I would like to have everything kind of just shoved in my pockets as much as possible. That or unless I either A, have a purse that fits the theme or the vibe of the character, or like even a bag, but for the most part, I want to try to have everything in my pockets. And go from there. If I can have more than 2 pockets, that would be great. I feel like and I was thinking of how do I want to attach the garter belts. Because, like, I hemmed the previous shorts that I did, I hemmed the shorts first and then I attached the garter belts. I don't think... I mean, hold on. Could I... Yeah, like, this is how, like, I attach them on. They're very much just attached to the hem. I could theoretically, then I whip stitched them on. That's what I did. I was like, I could technically, I think that I could fold them into the hem and then sew them up on the hem. And so that way then this stuff isn't visible. It would just be, basically it would be like folded in. I just don't know if that would cause any sort of fit issues. Because yeah, like it would just be basically like folded in and then have that out. But then, I don't know. I will play around with that when I get there. Because like realistically, if they aren't... Realistically, I don't necessarily want to have the, to have it visible. I would like everything to be all encased with something if possible. There we go. And then once I do this, I will try the shorts on. and see if there's any adjustments, which there most likely will be adjustments that need to be made. I know on the previous shorts, I tapered the shorts inward because they were quite they were quite loose fitting. And I wasn't like a huge fan of that. But like in this case, I don't want to taper them in because they are stretchy, so then they should fit. I can make them fit kind of a bit tighter without needing to taper them in. And it's also, and that's also part of the reason why I wanted to use stretchier fabric for the shorts, because I kind of made the shorts a little too tight along the thigh. And so they were fine when I was standing up, but they were a bit tight when I was sitting down. Like, I just couldn't get them to fit the way that I wanted them to fit. Or not fit, but like look. Oh. Again, like Farina's shorts are very like tight fitting. And like I'm not going to go completely lore accurate. But just the way that I had these shorts, or the way that I made the shorts, they were a little too loose fitting for my liking. And then I also know that they were quite long as well. So I have to be mindful of like I can't necessarily take too much off the bottom, because that's where the inseam is. So then if I take too much off the bottom, then the inseam just gets smaller and smaller, and I don't want to accidentally flash anyone because there's not enough fabric. Whoops. Like, but also, I mean, I also have to remember that those shorts were actually technically my first ever pair of shorts that I made. Well, kind of. Outside of like high school sewing, like taking a sewing class in school and making pajama shorts, those like my first Farina shorts were the first ever shorts that I made, because I mostly made skirts. I'm not a huge short person. Even like with my Venti cosplay, I made the shorts. Oh hey, thank you for the raid. I really appreciate it. Oh, welcome in, raiders. How's it going? I am currently working on my Farina cosplay. So for like, I wanted to redo some of my Farina cosplay because I wasn't really that happy with how they turned out. And so I'm just working on the shorts of that. Yeah, I draw, or I do a whole bunch of different things. Like I play Genshin a lot of the times. And then I do some art streams as well. But yeah. Welcome in. Normally I have my, oh, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Normally I have my VTuber model on screen that I both drew and rigged myself. But since I'm sewing, I can't do that because the tracking just won't work. Also, okay, sorry, I was just looking because like I didn't like I do my best to like try and like look over to chat, but like I didn't hear the actual like alerts. But I know that this scene isn't like I don't normally whatchamacallit, I have all of my different streaming stuff in different scenes. So like I'll have my Genshin stream set up as a different scene, and then I have my sewing and other stuff in a different scene. And sometimes I'll forget to like bring different things over that I need to bring over. But yeah, I was just like, wait a moment, like I can't hear it, but also my volume's kind of low too. I don't know, on my laptop. But yeah, I'll look into that after and double check. I know that I was having a little bit of tech issues this morning, or this when I first started streaming. When I first went live today, holy crap, my camera wasn't working. I'm just like, I have to, like, I don't know why. There we go. Yeah, anytime that I do, like, sewing's the only time that I will put my PNG tuber on screen. Everything else I am able to do with my VTuber model. Yeah, I made my first Farina cosplay like 2 years ago. And I kind of rushed through it a little bit. So it's been a goal of mine to go through and remake it and really spend a lot of time on making sure that everything fits correctly, everything looks good, and that sort of thing. Because I know that the shorts that I first made had a lot of fit issues, and that wasn't fun. Oh, no worries. Arlecchino is definitely a character that's so fun. Like, oh, I know like Arlecchino is someone that I would also love to cosplay. More specifically, her boss theme outfit, or her weekly boss outfit, because that outfit is just peak. Yeah, it's well, actually, like I made my, so when I first started streaming, I actually used a PNG tuber for I think like the first month of streaming, because I had made my model for like to fully rig and stuff like that, but the drawing of my model took a lot longer than I thought. I deadass thought that I thought that drawing my model would be easy, but then rigging would be hard. And so, but it was actually the complete opposite. I had like the drawing of my VTuber took the longest. I think it took me like 2 or 3 weeks to draw everything. And then it took me like a full week to rig it. But in between drawing and rigging, I actually ended up using a PNG model. Because after I finished drawing the model, I was like, yeah, I don't really feel like sitting down and spending like hours upon hours trying to figure out how to rig this. Like, I'm kind of, not necessarily that I'm kind of over it, but I'm like, I need a break. But I wanted to start streaming, and so I was like, you know what, I'll just do a PNG model instead. And then there's that. I know that I also want to, I know that there's some other things. I know I want to, with my, oh my god. With my VTuber, I want to go through and use some different scenes. So I would love to rig a gaming controller for when I'm playing Genshin. And then I also want to rig a drawing tablet for when I'm doing art. So then it doesn't look so weird when I'm looking down at my iPad and drawing. And then I also want to make kind of like a little scene for sewing as well, like either having my model on a animation loop or just having the PNG, I'm not 100% sure. Sitting with a sewing machine and just sewing some stuff. That is something that I would like to do in the future at some point. whenever I get around to doing that. I don't know. It took me so long to just even do some toggles and stuff. I'm doing a lot of things in stages where I'll work on my model or I'll work on something stream related for like maybe a few weeks and then I roll with that for like a few months and then come back, do a little bit more, kind of just like add on everything. Nice. Arlecchino's details are really cool. Like I like her vest as well. Hold on. I also like the frills at the on her arms as well. The little cuffs. Yeah, I mean this is like a very blurry like photo of her. But yeah, like I like the little cuffs on her sleeves. Like almost like the she kind of has like a lot of like, I don't know if I want to say like bird motifs, like a lot of like wing kind of motifs as well. A lot of jewels. No problem. Like there's so many good characters to draw. But yeah, I literally just like I googled Genshin characters. I'm just like, what are my favorite characters? I also looked at my wall as well. I'm just like, I have Arlecchino, I have Farina, I have Venti posters, and then I have all the harbingers as well. On my wall. I'm like, Arlecchino. I also love her scythe as well. Her scythe is so cool. And that's what I was doing. I want to pivot. Go. I feel like, I don't know, part of me feels like I've done the pockets really weird, but I also don't think so. I think it's just how the fabric's fine. So. Okay. Ooh, I actually need to, before I try this on, I need to do the seams, the other seam. Go. That's the top. This is the bottom. This is the crotch seam. Okay. Do I know how to do this? No, I don't. So let me look up at the tutorial that came with the pattern. There it is. So inseam from front shorts and back shorts. Okay. This is where it also becomes really fun trying to make them look connected. Because like if you don't do the inseams correctly, they'll look very disjointed. I'm just like, ooh. I have to be precise? I don't like that. Then I think it's just going along. It's hard where it's just like they have a picture, but like Yeah. It's literally just sewing across. But like they have a picture, but like the picture isn't like the shorts aren't flat in the picture. Hold on. I'm not used to having cameras that I can actually show. But yeah, this is like the picture. This is the diagram that it has. And it's just like, okay, that's not how my shorts look, but sure. So that's why I'm like, for a hot second, I was like, wait, what am I doing? Okay. Then I just also make sure that the seams are open. Then they don't bunch up. Also, because I started stream late, I'll probably go overtime. I'll probably stream for like another hour or so. Especially because, oh, I should have not done that. I picked up a pin and then I scratched my eyebrow and I'm just like, thank God. Like thank God that that pin was not directed at my eye, that I had it pointing the opposite direction. But yeah, it's patterns are something else. It's also hard where I buy a lot of my patterns on Etsy. And like I do my best to not give in to like the AI patterns or not buy AI patterns. I probably bought one or two unknowingly, unfortunately. But I try to find patterns that are actual that people actually like you or made, and didn't have AI just, you know, make up images and stuff. But yeah, and it's also that thing where I normally just use patterns as like a base, and then I will adjust the pattern from there. But yeah, all the Fitui are really good too, or like really like they're good and cool at the same time. Like they're so many of them are so cool. There we go. Nope. There we go. Also, I want to double check. I wanted to double check where I was in the playlist for the Fontaine songs. Because like I just use Spotify. And so I don't have it on repeat, so once it gets to the end of the album, it'll just start playing random songs, and I'm like, one, I don't want to accidentally play copyrighted music, or I mean, technically Genshin music is copyrighted, they just don't copyright strike anything. But like I don't want to use music where someone would actively copyright strike stuff. And also I tend to listen to a whole bunch of different music. So I'm like, I don't want some sort of like rock song to come in and just like completely shift the vibe. And I'm like, no, thank you. Yes, everything's good. So I'm like, oh, it's been a hot minute. I'm like, I want to see where we are at in the playlist. But we still have a few more songs. And then I need to double sure that this is open. we go. Okay. I mean, they look pretty even, at least on this side. Let me... Oh, there it is. Let me trim off the excess threads, and then I'll flip it right sides, and we'll see how off-centered the inner seam is. I would be shocked if it's actually lined up correctly. Oh, fuck yeah! Hell yeah! Oh, that is like legitimately perfect. I think that is like the best like inseam that I've done in general. I don't know if that will come on camera because my camera's kind of dark, but like that is actually perfect. Considering this is what my original inseam looked like, that's like very, you can see how like how it's not lined up correctly. I actually can't believe that I actually got that correct. That is beautiful. Okay, and try it on, and then we'll see from there. Okay, I'm back. So they are. I think that they're pretty decent fits. I think what I will. This is kind of... Oh, I understand why I tapered them in now. I tapered them in because I was lazy. That is why I tapered them in. Because like the shorts itself are fine in terms of fit. I think that they're pretty fine in terms of fit, especially because I'm going to put an elastic band. Yeah. I'm going to put like an elastic band at the top to like cinch it all in. The only thing is that the kind of like thighs, they're a little too big for, like, again, like this is part of the issue that I had with the other ones where the thighs are a little too big for me. So what do I want to do? How do I want to fix it? Wood. Uh-oh. Yeah, I could just sew. Yeah, I just sew. Along the inseam. Because yeah, like I tapered the, basically what I ended up doing is that I was very, very lazy and I'm like, I don't want to sit here, rip everything apart, because if I was to make the sides of the shorts smaller, then I would have to undo the pockets and stuff like that, which I just don't want to do. So that's the reason why I tapered them in. Maybe I just do that. Maybe I'll make the same choice that I made last time. Because like also the other thing is that I don't want to taper them in too much, but because it is stretchy material, there is a little bit more stretch. So they're not going to be as tight on my thighs as I had them before. Because the material will stretch, and I don't think I also have a feeling that like the extra fabric will also bunch up a bit more. I feel like if they're a little bit more skin tight, then they won't be as much of an issue. Yeah, I think that that's what I'm going to do. Believe memory serves me correctly. I basically just went from the bottom of the pocket and just kind of did it on an angle. What? But yeah, that way then I don't have to mess with the pockets. Essentially, did this. And then I went through that, or I could do the, or I could just sew through the inner seam and it would be fine. Or I don't know if it would be fine. I don't know if that would screw anything up. That's where I'm like, I kind of want to take the extra fabric off of the sides of the shorts, not the inner seam. And also I think what I need to do is add a note to this pattern, because I couldn't remember exactly if the pattern, sometimes patterns fit weirdly where you do your sizing and stuff like that to make sure that the pattern fits. And sometimes I'll just buy patterns that might be a smidge too small and then add on the extra width that I need. But like So that's what I did with this pattern. I added on like an extra 2 inches onto each short side. And I don't like, I think that if I was to add on anything, it would be like an extra inch, if that. Because essentially I'm like, I don't even think that I needed extra inches to begin with, which is the reason why I wanted to write on the pattern itself that I do not want to add any extra width. I think that if I didn't add on the extra seam allowance, then the shorts would be fine. But because I added that stuff on, I now basically have to take that away without redoing everything. So, also going to be very fun because this fabric does not like chalk. So, go and add like grab to yeah, like pretty much just like an entire like line down here. That puts me at what? 3-ish inches by the end, give or take, like 3.5. I would say like 4 inches at the end, which again, like that's literally everything. That's literally all the extra fabric that I added on. So yeah, so next time if I use the shorts pattern, I don't add any extra fabric on, because I did the same thing. I don't think that I did it to, no, I did the same thing with the other shorts as well, as I added on extra. I don't think that I added on, I think that I added on more that time than this time. But yeah, I'm not going to do, actually no, I am going to do back stitching. It's stretchy, and at the end of the day it is what it is. There we go. Just sewing on an angle. Fine. Then once I'm happy with it, then I'll cut off the excess fabric. Go. Oops. I'm just going to try this on again, see if that helps. If it doesn't, then I'm not going to do it on the other side. Oh yeah, that's like 10 times better. Okay, so then I will do it on the other side. I can flip this inside out, that is. Okay. Yeah, definitely having that taper in just a bit helps. See, like, I mean, I was like, even if I like, it's like the interesting thing is that, I mean, okay, sorry. Started sentences in my head, finished them out loud. No, the thing was that like, if I don't add on the extra inches onto each panel, would that cause any sort of issues? Because like the thing is that they fit fine. It's just that when it gets to my thighs, that's where I start having issues, and then they're just too big. So then part of me is like, if I guess like it's also just the style of shorts that I want. Because like I don't really want baggy-ish shorts, so I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so then the bottom of the shorts, I think, need to be about 4-ish inches, give or take. I want both sides to be somewhat the same. Oops. Hold on. There we go. Also, music. I have like 3 more songs on the playlist. Whoops. So where do I want this to end? Up here. I think it'll probably be easier if I go from the top. Yeah, this is part of how I sew sometimes, where it's just like it's so interesting because I feel like sewing very much is just, yeah, there's like some proper ways that you can sew, there's like some techniques, but I feel like as long as the outfit fits, or as long as the garment fits and looks good, it doesn't really matter how you constructed it, because you still got a good final product in the end. And you could just sew however you want. Like I feel like there's some rules in sewing, and then I feel like you can just do whatever. Okay. Then pants. But then I also feel like there's like also rules and like techniques for a reason. And then I feel like sometimes where it's just like, yeah, my garment doesn't really fit the way that I want it to, and I just kind of sewed it how I thought that I should sew it. It's like maybe that's part of the reason why it doesn't fit, or it doesn't fit the way that I want it to, or there's issues. There we go. And then that's also like part of the reason why I'm like, yeah, I would like to sign up for cosplay contests and stuff, but then I feel like I feel like I'm not going to make it because it's just I just do whatever I want to do when it comes down to sewing. And I feel like they're very they can be very like picky, and like there's certain things like making sure that your seams are neat and tidy, and certain things and techniques that they're looking for. I'm just like, I don't think like I would ever be able to measure up to that. Okay, so that looks and feels good. Then I'm going to do, whoops. Okay, so with that, I'm going to cut off the excess materials. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to cut off the excess material on both like the sides and also on the pockets as well. Might as well. There's that. Also, I also feel like whoa. I constantly forget that there's a camera. I was just like, it's like sometimes I'm like I don't know what notifications I have, and sometimes I'm just like I don't want to show the notifications on stream. Haha. I also feel like since we're doing Mina cosplay, I feel like I have to play her trailer song. Hey, how's it going? I'm just switching up some of the music. Also, I couldn't find this on the actual like on Spotify, so I'm just on YouTube. So I'm just clicking on the Farina's character demo, so there's going to be words. But it's fine. It's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most spectacular show in the history of Fontaine.
If it will work. Properties. Ah, that's why.
Please put your hands together for our national
Here we go.
icon, Fontaine's biggest celebrity, one of the 7 archons of Tibet, the Regina of all waters, kindred, peoples, and laws, Farina de Fontaine!
I don't know. Hopefully this isn't blasting anyone's ear. But I feel like it's fitting. I feel like if we're going to do like a Farina cosplay, we have to play her character demo trailer song. Absolutely.
Vocal cords are ready, blood sugar replenished. Let the show begin!
I just couldn't find it on Spotify, so I had to go through YouTube. Oh. Cute. Also, hopefully, I did not blast anyone's ears out with that. I hope. Hope I didn't. Apologies if I did. And then there's also I feel like it's that thing where you know, on top of like listening to Fontaine music, I feel like we should also listen to Farina's stuff as well. Because I feel like it's very, very fitting. I also want to do the other song that was in her character story. This is what I want. I just couldn't find her character demo song on oh no, that's not what I want. Uh-oh. Hold up. There we go. Whoop. Here we go. I love this song so much. Like this is actually on my liked playlist. I love it so much. And there's that. And then I will go and hem the actual shorts. There we go. I was like, if we're going to change albums because the albums had because the album was finished, I was like, I want to take this time to actually just listen to some of Farina's actual songs. I know this is very interesting because I know that a lot of people didn't really like her character direction after the Fontaine Archon quest. What am I doing? Yes, that is what I'm doing. I am hemming these shorts. Okay, there we go. Oh, but actually first, before I do that, I want to scene rip this. as well because I want to use this. I want to use these for our new shorts, so that way then I don't have to like remake it. Thankfully, seam ripping it should be easy because it was just whip stitched, so not going to be too much of an issue. And I'll probably just do one at a time. I don't even know if the way that I want to do this is the way that is going to actually work. Because like I originally whip stitched it on, which is like whatever. But like if I can, because I added them on afterwards, after I'd sewn up the entire pair of shorts. Yes. So I'm just like, if I can have them where they are attached. Oh yeah. If I can have them attached in the actual hem of the shorts, that would be much better. So that way then I don't really have a mess of threads like I've done here. I think, because I know that these shorts are a little bit shorter, but I think I'll probably end up keeping my new pairs of shorts a little bit longer. Just because by the time that I hem them in, the inseam is going to be even smaller, and I don't want that. So, with this, how do I want to do this? Also, I need sure that it's on the side. So side seam that I need to place this at. Okay. Then, it's like, I want to be able to sandwich this in. Then I feel like it's going to mess with I feel like it will want to my only worry is that when I go and wear them, it's going to want to pull the hemline down, unless I do it like right. I do it right sides to right sides, maybe. That. No, because it still has to. I don't know. I feel like either way, it's going to want to pull the hemline. Maybe a little bit better. I don't know. Let me sew this on. There we go. That's now attached. Uh-oh. Then this is let me no, I should do it from here. I don't know why this feels so much harder than it should. I think I'm doing this backwards. Hold on. Because I am doing this backwards. There we go. Okay. Oops. I see what I was doing. I should actually measure out the hem correctly if... Here we go. What is this hem? There's going to be... I don't know, because I don't know how to read inches. Want to do it... Maybe I'll do it... full inch hem. Because I think a lot of times you'll do a half-inch hem. You know what? I'm feeling risky. I don't know. I'll do a full inch. Plus also like I still want the shorts to be a little short. Oh, this is where it becomes fun. Working with slippery fabric. Are you being... It also probably doesn't help that the actual shorts aren't even either. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, I'll probably end up going for another 15 minutes and then calling stream. I mean, I didn't think that I was going to actually get the shorts done at all during stream. There's but I just wanted to make progress because I've kind of been procrastinating a little bit with the shorts, or not necessarily with the shorts, just with the project in general. Whoops. Because like it's been something that I've been wanting to do for months now, and then okay. And I just haven't... I've just kind of been procrastinating. I think part of it is just there's so much there's so many little things that I want to do that I think part of it was just I don't know where I want to start with the cosplay. Like so many like things that I want to go through and fix. And at this point I'm just this is where this is pissing me off. Oh my god, can you actively not fall and slip? It also doesn't help that I'm kind of working in a tight spot. And that these shorts are uneven. love it here. I love this so much. Okay, well, I say screw it. Hemline is whatever the shorts deem that the hemline is going to be. At this point, it just does not want to fold correctly, and I am, you know, at this point, why work against it? I might as well just work with it. If the shorts decide that the hemline should be uneven, that is what the shorts are going to get. Because I can't, for the life of me, make it even. It's fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, I feel like a lot of this project is just kind of daunting a little bit, where where there's like so many little things that I want to go in and fix and do that it's just like I don't necessarily know I didn't necessarily know where I wanted to start. And also and it's also hard because I have so many different sewing projects that I want to do as well. Because I know I wanted to like sew a lot of summer outfits this year, and that just did not happen. And so for me, it just feels like I should end up getting the summer outfits that I wanted to do finished first before working on my cosplay. Because it's just like, ooh, shirts that I can actually wear out and about feels more important to sew and work on than shorts for a cosplay. Oh. And so I think that that's kind of where it is. And then it's also the fact that I have like leftover fabric, but I'm going to have to go and buy more. And I'm like, ugh, do I really want to go and spend money on fabric? No, not really. Well, it's not necessarily that I don't want to spend money on fabric. It's just I have a tub full of fabric that I want to use, but that requires me to actually make stuff out of the fabric. And so it feels like I should be using up that fabric first before I go out and buy more fabric. But then the fabric that I need to buy, I don't have, because I need specific colors and specific stuff. So it's just like, I have fabric. I don't need to buy more fabric, but I need specific fabric for this specific project. It's just like this catch-22 situation where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I want. Ooh, I don't know if my machine will be able to go over that. That's kind of thick. Okay. We shall see how this works. Is it? Yeah, see, it's going to like, I mean, Yeah, so I might have to hand tack it down just a little bit. Yeah, I definitely am going to have to hand tack it down. So that way then it's kind of folded itself over. So that way then the seam doesn't flip up. Okay. I mean, part of me is just like I feel like that defeats the purpose, but also it's fine. I don't think that there's going to be as many crazy threads as there once was. Okay. Let me go. There's that. And like more here. Okay. Oh wait, no, wait, hold on. It might be fine actually. There we go. We'll see. We'll see how it looks when I sew it down. I can go like there. Um, I don't know if my machine will be able to go over this. You can do it. You can do it. Ah! Hopefully it went through. I feel like sometimes it's a hit or miss when I have like a bunch of fabric. Please don't knock off my scissors. Ah, that can go over there. That feels like it kind of came undone. There we go. Oh. Almost there. Yeah, once I finish this, then I'm going to end stream. Because it's 4. Come on, you can do it. You went over the last one. There we go. But yeah, it's like 4 o'clock. I want a snack. I'm getting hungry. Because normally I end stream around 3 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. But because I started stream later, I wanted to go overtime just a smidge. Okay, let's see how that looks. Is there any issues? Ooh. Okay, looks like everything got caught. Good. Yeah, I'm still going to... Yeah, I'm still going to have to hand tack that down, just so that way then it doesn't pull. Yeah, so just kind of hand tack it down like right here, just a little bit. Probably just do a whip stitch on the back, so that way then it doesn't go. So then that way then I don't have to go through both layers of fabric. I can just go over the back layer of fabric, and it doesn't show on the front. Yeah, I mean, I've actually made quite a bit of progress, more than I actually originally thought that I was going to do. I feel like this part is the most easiest because it's literally just a pair of shorts. It's really the details, like the like me having to go through and redo the vinyl details, like here, like this one, redoing those that is going to be quite fun. But yeah, I'm not going to do it on vinyl for this one. I think I want to try to find some gold fabric, like either gold vinyl or gold pleather or something to that degree, and just sew it down, just kind of sew it down, especially because it's stretchy. I would want to have some sort of stretchy material as well for the details. That way then the details can stretch with the actual shorts. But yeah, it's the fabric that I'm using is rayon, so I can't iron it. I can't do iron on vinyl. Plus also I don't think that the iron on vinyl would work on, I don't know if it'll work on stretchy fabric. I might have to go and try to find like sports vinyl. I don't know. But yeah, this is going to be an project that I'm going to work on more in my spare time. I don't know, I might end up making like either making like post updates on YouTube or just doing like short updates. I don't know. Just because there's no way for me to sit here and do everything on stream. If I want to get this done for Fan Expo in February. Limiting myself to only working on it for 4 hours a week ain't going to cut it. But yeah. I mean, I feel like the shorts are the easiest part of this cosplay, to be honest. What's going to be very, very interesting is the coat. Oh, the coat gave me so much issues last time that I tried to do it, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, thank you for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. Definitely do expect more sewing content in the future. I'll try to keep it a little bit more varied, where maybe I do some drawing, maybe I do some sewing, like that sort of thing. But most of my non-gaming streams are probably just going to be sewing streams for the next little while. But yeah, and then I will be live tomorrow. I will be playing Genshin, and I will be trying to complete all of Genshin's endgame contents in one stream. So that's trying to 36 Star the Abyss, trying to complete all of Imaginarium Theater, and then do trying my hand at the Stygian Onslaught. I don't know how far I'll get into that one. But yeah, Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next time.